Rob McElnea. How many people can say they were Kevin Schwantz's teammate on the Pepsi Suzuki? Rob was a rider in Formula One, Grand Prix, World Superbike, BSB, and the Isle of Man. In more recent years, he was a successful team owner, team manager in BSB, and very recently, he's most famous for Rob Mac Memories on Twitter. And while Rob was doing that, I asked him, Rob, can you also record for us your best race?
Hey Simon, thank you for the invite to talk about my greatest race. Following Wayne Gardner and Freddie Spencer is never going to be easy, I have to say. And to be fair, most of my greatest races ended up with me sobbing in the shower. I mean, 500 Grand Prix, never got on the podium. Hit a second to last lap, Assen, hit a seagull, full on. Mike Baldwin right behind me. God damn, Rob, looked like a duvet went off. Anyway, I lost enough time, beat me over the line by half a wheel. Sobbing in the shower. Assen again. Mixed conditions, race got stopped a few times. Randy crashed, got race stopped. Over the line, finishing third. Yes, made it. One step on the podium, pulled me off, put Randy on. Aggregate times, he'd beat me by a second. Sobbing in the shower. Monza, 5-way battle. Tyre, Saron, Randy, into the parabolic. Brake on in the inside, led onto the start finish straight, weaved to the line, set up. Yes! One more lap to go. They got the boards wrong. Sobbing in the shower. Anyway, let's get a happy ending. I guess one of my amazing memories is the 1983, the Formula One World Championship. It was held over just 3 rounds, so it was the TT, Assen and Ulster at Dundrod. So big series for the manufacturer. Suzuki had me and Mick Grant on the XR69s, and Honda had Joey, mainly to be fair, Roger and Wayne Gardner did Assen. Honda pulled out this weapon, the Bull they called it. It was a 920 thing. It was beautiful, and it was a rocket. I don't think it was probably the most agile, but Roger and Wayne on the standard bike. Anyway, TT came and Joey's stomping ground. I'd done the TT as a privateer, so I was pretty much up for it. The first time I was on a factory bike, and anyway, got second. That'll do. That'll start the series off. Joey won. I was second. Happy days on the podium with the TT. Young guy, really peaking. So on to Assen for the second round. Now, I've been to Assen as a privateer before. Loved the track. It was the old track where you didn't turn right after the pitch. You just carried on for another half a mile to a 90-degree right-hander, then a load of switchbacks on this beautiful little strip of tarmac. I mean, think about it now. It's a tiny strip of tarmac weaving through these dikes, 8-foot deep dikes either side of the track. 7 miles long. Brilliant. Loved it. Really fast flowing. Fantastic. Anyway, back in the day, it was Assen was Speed Week, where the European Championships race there at the same time. So all through the week, it was European Championship races, and they had their own paddock, and there was 125, 250, 500s there. And the Formula One team was over there. Then the main paddock was all the GP's teams. And just fantastic atmosphere, racing all through the week to a crescendo of race day on Saturday, when 200,000 people turned up for race day. It was insane. Anyway, race day came, and pretty nervous, and we're on the way to the track, and we realised that we got this pretty wrong. We never expected, well, I don't know what we expected, but we were late. I jumped out of the car, legged it into the circuit, ran over the bridge to get onto the bike for the morning warm-up. Just made it. Not the best way to start the most exciting day of your life. Anyway, got through all that, and the race day came. Beautiful weather, crowds packed in, just such a buzz, I'm telling you. Anyway, the race started, and Joey got away, and I went with him. And his bike was pretty strong, to be fair, so I knew that I had to sort of hang on. We dropped the rest of the guys, and it was just a battle for me and him on the last lap. And I knew that to beat him, I had to try and pass him early on in the lap, because his bike was so strong down the back straight that he would come by again. So hung on to him, got into the the first turn, the right-hander, followed him and then dived under him at one of these left-handed switchback, held it, inch perfect, made sure I hit every spot a bit. I started straight to come at the back. I was holding my breath and waiting for him to come charging past. Anyway, he didn't, so I must have done enough. So then it was just a case of, come on, Rob, biggest occasion of my life. Make sure you don't make a mistake. So I just hit every spot really fast through those sweeps at Aston, through the chicane, bright as late as I could. Usually when you make the chicane, they're not going to pass you to the line. Sure enough, I won the race. What a feeling. On that day, you parked up, you went through the start and finish line and stopped and pretty much pushed your bike back to the podium. So I stopped, turned the bike round, took my helmet off, pushed my bike back in front of the crowd. My God, what a feeling. They were going mental. They loved the big four strokes as well. Anyway, got back to the podium, bumped into Joey, real gracious, just really cool. And then spent the day sat in the back watching the 500s in the grandstand in the back of the pits. Fantastic. Joey and I sat. Joey had turned up in his scruff with a little bottle of vodka. He was well happy. Brilliant memories. Anyway, so we're on equal points going into the last round at the Ulster Dundrod. What an amazing track. I mean, thinking back now, it's pretty scary, but oh man, I loved it. It's brilliant. On equal points. So we turned up there Thursday, qualifying day, beautiful, lovely sunny weather, put it on pole. Pretty confident. Friday off, just kicking around, chilling out, still looking forward to it, but slightly nervous. Anyway, Saturday morning comes, pissing down with rain. I mean, bouncing 2 foot off the ground. Not up for it. Didn't fancy the road circuits in the rain. Lucky, I never did a TT or anything in the rain, so I wasn't really up for it. And but Joey on his home ground, I mean, he's pretty special in the rain. Anyway, the lights went green. I led into the first corner and Joey went around the outside of me. And by the time I got to, I think it's Leithamstown, a right-hander, I looked up in the distance and there was a speck and a bit of spray disappearing over the horizon. He was gone. I looked back at Mick Grant, my teammate, who was meant to be sort of backing me up. What do you think? He went, let him go. So we just cruised round. Every lap went round one section and there's a load of Joey fans giving me friendly signs, reminding me how good Joey was. Anyway, Joey won the championship. But what a crazy time in my career. Loved every second of it. So thanks again, Simon. Hope I've done okay, and keep safe, everybody. We've got a crazy time at the moment. We just got to behave ourselves and do what we're told and see you on the other side. Thank you.